Sorry, I'm supposed to go out. I'm not going out anymore, so I thought, let me give you a story time.
I caught my ex-husband cheating on me because he forgot to permanently delete a recently deleted note off of his phone. We were together for a few years before we got married, and we had a business together. So we decided just to take our commitment to the next level. We really wanted to become financially independent together, travel the world, and then our business was going to allow us to do that. So we got married. We actually eloped in Las Vegas. We didn't tell anyone except for one of my best friends and one of his best friends. Our family was not very thrilled. So a year goes by, and we get in an argument about the business, and he basically says he doesn't want to build it anymore. This was kind of devastating to me because we had worked really, really hard on that together for a long time. And this was supposed to be like our plan A that was going to get us away from our jobs. It was supposed to be like our end game. Whatever. Eventually, I accepted the fact that he didn't want to do it anymore. And so I was like, fine, I'll do it myself, just like I do everything else. But then my husband started acting really off. He quit really talking to me. He quit saying, I love you. He wouldn't touch me, wouldn't make eye contact. And we weren't having sex. What's really important right here is that I thought his actions were a cause of the argument we had about the business. Turns out he was a narcissist and he was gaslighting me into believing that for 3 months, when reality was he was cheating on me with his boss. So I had no proof that he was cheating. I had suspicions, obviously, because of how weird he was acting. But again, no proof because they were doing everything at work through work emails, which are not accessible out of work because he worked at Wells Fargo. So here I am, 3 months later after our argument. I went into a severe depression. I lost 10 pounds in a month. I was sick for about 2 months straight because I was convinced I was about to lose my husband because of an argument we had. But finally, the night came where he finally left our apartment. He went to go stay with his grandparents. And that night, I found out the truth. Again, suspicion was at an all-time high. I knew something was going on, but with no proof, there's not much I can do. However, I went on my MacBook, which was connected to his iCloud and his iPhone. I went through his recently deleted notes, and I found a love letter he wrote to his boss. So I got in my car, and I drove as fast as I possibly could to his grandparents' house. When I tell you, I blacked out because my adrenaline was so high. I blacked out worse than like a 16-year-old with a bottle of Smirnoff Ice. As soon as I got there, my intention was to start reading the note to him just off my phone and see his reaction. However, I saw red the moment I saw him, and I threw my phone and started yelling, screaming, basically. He was telling me to keep it down because he was on probation, and he was worried that if the cops got called, he would go to jail, which would have been really funny, actually. Side note, that was a mascara primer. I'm not wearing white mascara. Yeah, so then we get into it. I calm down. We start discussing what happened, when the affair started, where it was happening, all the details. Actually, I didn't ask for too many details because I kind of didn't want to know. Like, I already knew he was cheating, and that's kind of all that mattered. And eventually, he, again, if you watch the other video, he told me that I was crazy. But he obviously doesn't know the difference between like intuition and being crazy. And then I called his family the next morning. I was really close with his mom, so I told her what had happened. And they were pissed, y'all, because they loved me. I was like the first girl friend that he had that they like ever liked, obviously. So his family calls him out he has a real big come to Jesus moment, and decides he feels bad about it. I was so codependent of him that I was absolutely terrified of what would happen if we separated. Like, how was I going to pay my bills? I lived in downtown Denver. Like, there's no way I was going to be able to afford living by myself in downtown Denver, working my first job out of college, which doesn't pay anything at all. And so I stayed with him for a while. He honestly made a lot of positive changes. He did, I will say that. We went to counseling. We went to couples counseling. Like, we went to counseling on our own. I'm so bad at doing my makeup. But at the end of the day, I just couldn't trust him. And so I stayed with him for a while to see if I could get through that and figure it out. And I just couldn't. So I got my finances in order, which I will be talking about in other TikTok videos. I really set myself up, got my independence back, basically. And then I told him I wanted a divorce. To me, trust is like the number one thing you have to have in a relationship. And we already really didn't have that much because of other incidences, but this was just like the tip of the iceberg for me. So if you would like to learn more about how to not be codependent anymore, how to get your independence and confidence back after getting cheated on or having a situation like that, follow me. This is a lip tint, by the way. I'm obsessed with it. You put it on and then you let it sit and dry, and you can kind of wipe it off, blob it off, and it basically safely stains your lips, so you don't have to worry about it rubbing off or coming off ever. I'm obsessed with it. You can get it from the link in my bio. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm sharing this story because I want to help other people that have gone through that get their confidence back, and just help them navigate through that time of their life. Tell me what your situation is in the comments. This lights up. It's so cool. And let's heal together. Love you.